Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So guys, today we are going to be talking about transit stretch and what exactly is transit stretch. Now guys, usually if your succulents are stuck in postage for almost 7+ days, let's say that your succulents are stuck in transit for almost 10 or 15 days. So this is how usually the succulent starts looking, because the succulents have been in a closed box without any light and air circulation. So you'll start noticing that they are going to stretch. Now it's very important to understand at this point of time the succulent is extremely delicate, especially the crown area. Now you all know that the crown area is the most important part of the succulent. So you'll start noticing that there is going to be a lot of discoloration and there is going to be a lot of gap in between the crown and the rest of the succulent. This is called as transit stress. Now this is going to work out for both. Whatever I'm going to be giving you the information in this video, this is for your regular stretch as well as for transit stretch. Now whenever you get your succulents that are stretched like these, please do not put them out in direct sunlight, otherwise you will end up with succulents like this. You can see these burn marks. This is because it was put out in direct sunlight. Do not put your succulents out even in morning direct sunlight. It has to be in indirect bright light until you do not see any stretch on them. Because usually what happens is, apart from transit stretch, usually a lot of people do not know that succulents need a lot of light, and when they start to stretch and when people tend to ask questions like what should we do next, a lot of people say that you have to put them out in direct sunlight, and a lot of people tend to burn their succulents because the succulent is not acclimated. If you're going to put your succulent out in direct sunlight, it will get burnt like this. Now over here you can see there is another example as well. This was also a transit stretch due to which there was a lot of discoloration, and when it was accidentally put in direct morning sunlight, you can see the amount of burns. Now you do not need to be worried because this is just a regular burn. This is not rot. Over the period of time, it will start to revert back. Now this is one succulent that was kept in indirect bright light even though it had transit stress, but over the period of time you can see it has started to get compact. So it is going to take a lot of time. Now again, this depends upon your environment. At times it might take a month, at times it might even take 2 months, depending upon your environment. Now there is no fixed time that it's going to happen within a week or it's going to happen within a month, but you have to keep it in indirect bright light until you tend to see that the succulent is getting compact. Now another important thing guys, this crown area is going to be very tender. It's going to be very delicate because of the stretch. So ensure that you do not drop any water on the leaves, otherwise the succulent has a high risk of getting rotted in the crown. Now remember, crown rot is the most fatal type of rot. You cannot save the succulent once it starts getting crown rot. So be very careful. All you have to do is keep it in indirect bright light until you tend to see it getting compact. Whenever you tend to see that the soil is getting dried, just water the soil. Do not splash any water on the leaves. Ideally, even in normal scenarios, we do not water on the succulent. We do not drop water on the leaves. So especially in this case, you should be extra careful that you do not splash any water on the crown area. And always remember, whenever you tend to see your succulent is getting stretched like this, please do not add any fertilizers, because if you're going to add fertilizers, it's going to make the succulent get stretched even more. Because remember, if there is low light and if you add fertilizers, the succulent starts to stretch. So ensure that you do not add any fertilizers whenever you tend to see a stretch. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.